Okay, in this part of our topic, we will be evaluating algebraic expressions. So we have the key components now, so we will be evaluating them. We already know what's an expression, and we already know what is algebraic expression put together. So to evaluate any algebraic expression, now let me present an algebraic expression so you can use that as a guide. Consider that we have x squared minus 4x plus 3. That is an algebraic expression, okay? And so to evaluate such an algebraic expression, we must replace each variable. In this case, the variables are the same, okay, with a given value which you will be given for us to evaluate it. And this is the word that we are to pay keen attention. All right, it says evaluate, so that means we will get a value. When we replace a variable with a number, just as in the previous case, we are then substituting. So to evaluate, we must substitute. So let me write that as a note here. Let me do that with red. To evaluate algebraic expression, we substitute. And why must we substitute? Because it's necessary for us to do the calculations and in the problem, okay, because we cannot evaluate this unless we know what's the value of the x. Now, not because we are just substituting, it means that's it. We must remember the order of operations, or PEMDAS. All right, so let's work this out. Consider that x is equals to 2. Let's evaluate that. So for us to evaluate that, let's put it underneath. For wherever you see an x, you will put the value of 2. So we see x here, so we put 2 squared. My advice, put it in bracket, okay, because it could have been a negative 2. Right, so we put minus 4 times 2 plus 3. All right, so continue the next one. 2 squared will give us 4. 4 times 2 will give us 8 plus 3. Then here we'll group like terms, or you may go from left to right according to PEMDAS. So 4 take away 8 will give us negative 4 plus 8, plus 3, so we put that. And then negative 4 plus 3 will give us negative 1, and that's our solution, having evaluated this particular algebraic expression. And so we say that negative 1 is the value of this expression when x equals 2, right? So remember that negative 1 is the value of this algebraic expression when x equals 2. Okay, let's try a few more examples like these. So we go to the next example. It says evaluate again. Evaluate the algebraic expression given. Okay, so what's the evaluate expression given when, or you may use the word for, when x equals say 2 and y equals say negative 5. Okay, so I'm telling you that for the problem that will follow, the value of x will be replaced by 2, or the variable x will be replaced by 2, and the variable y will be replaced by negative 5. Right, that doesn't mean that the problem needs to have both of them. They may have both of them, and they may be used more than once in the same problem. So let's start with one of them. Okay, so I have now negative 5 open bracket x plus y say squared close bracket. I want you to evaluate this algebraic expression when x equals 2 and y equals 5. So our solution will be as follows. You put your equal sign, you bring the negative 5 straight, x value is equals to 2, plus y value is equals to negative 5. Remember that bracket, very important, especially if you're squaring. Close bracket, equals negative 5, 2, but negative 5 squared is going to give me positive 25, and this gives me negative 5, and 2 plus 25 is going to give me 27. Now, negative 5 times 27 is going to give me here 35, 10, 13, 135. Therefore, we can conclude, right? So let me write this, the conclusion. Negative 35, all right, you can put negative 35. So we can conclude negative 35 is the value of the algebraic expression negative 5x plus y squared when x equals 2 and y equals negative 5. So that is what we can conclude, that the that negative 35 is the value of the algebraic expression negative 5, which is the algebraic expression when x equals 2 and y equals negative 5. That is what we can conclude. Let's try our next example. Now, keep in mind that I may have given you a problem like this and I give you the values for various variables. I may give you a problem that you will only require one of the variables, and that is okay. So I put negative a, no, negative x, sorry about that. So what's the solution? Well, what's the value of x? The value of x is 2, so I must put here, this is a minus, so we put a minus, bring down the 2, and that's our solution. So therefore negative 2 is the value of the algebraic expression negative x when x equals 2, and that is how you solve for that. So it's not that difficult for us to solve those ones there, so long as we follow the procedures.